library of over 1,200 events from boxing's most memorable bouts of all time. Boxing TV melds the past greats with today's promising young stars. Boxing TV is the free go-to destination for everything boxing, including classic bouts, live events, and news and information. Boxing TV is available on Local Now, Distro TV, Sports.tv, Select TV, and www.watchboxing.tv. Follow Abrams Boxing on social media at Abrams Boxing on Twitter, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, and at Marc Abrams Boxing on Instagram. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Abrams Boxing Show. I am Marc Abrams, and we have a great show for everyone today. We have the trailblazing women's legend, the Hall of Famer Christy Martin, is going to join us to talk about the Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano tremendous fight that just took place in Madison Square Garden. We'll also have Tevin Farmer and Mickey. They will square off on May the 21st in Dubai, live on internet pay-per-view. A lot to get to. First, I just want to say last week we did a repeat show as I was battling a couple kidney, or well, actually one kidney stone. It was two. If it was a couple, then we'd really be in trouble. But a kidney stone. I'm back healthy again. I just want to thank for a few people who knew about it, reached out. I want to thank everyone for their concern. So let's get right to it. On Saturday night, this past Saturday night, Madison Square Garden, I was privileged. I don't even want to say lucky enough, privileged to attend just an awesome fight between Katie Taylor as she went to 21-0. She retained her undisputed lightweight championship in just an unbelievable fight with Amanda Serrano. Serrano now 42-2-1 in front of a raucous crowd of 19,187 folks at Madison Square Garden. It was a fight that had a lot of a lot of hype before the fight, and not only did the fight live up to the expectations, it exceeded the expectations. The two stood toe-to-toe. They brawled. They showed great boxing skills. They showed power. They showed grace. They showed everything that you would want to in a prize fight. Now, I don't even want to call it, the best female fight or the most important female fight. It was just a great boxing match. I don't care, man, woman, or whatever. It was just a great boxing match, and that stood on its own 2 feet. And it was just an awesome fight. Taylor showed so much guts. She was hurt. I don't care what she said. She said in the post-fight press conference she wasn't hurt that bad. She was hurt badly in the middle rounds. I think it was rounds 5 and 6. And she came back to win most of the second half of the fight after she looked like she was a punch or two away from getting knocked out. She showed tremendous heart. She won 97-93, 96-93, 96-94 for Amanda Serrano. And the fight, in fact, the People Matchroom, they gave away the program to all the media people. Just a tremendous effort by them. It's a great magazine, and so if anyone can pick it up, it's a really nice magazine. So a fight, like I said, it should hopefully get, and in my money, it's at worst the number 2 fight of the year. You got Fundora and Lubin that happened a few weeks ago. You got this, and I think they're the 2 leading candidates for fight of the year. And it was just an unbelievable fight. Elevated the sport of women's boxing, and now let's hope some of the other great women fighters, Baumgardner and Mayer, we got some other great champions out there, Cameron and Reese, and then you got Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. There's some grudge matches to be had for women's boxing. Let's hope that they get made. Talk about this fight, the rematch. Obviously now it's a real hot ticket. Whether the fight goes to Ireland, goes to England, or somewhere in Europe, that becomes a huge fight. The rematch between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. There were a lot of the great women fighters were there in all sports. I saw Chris Cyborg was there, and one of the women who paved the way, who blazed the trail for Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, Christy Martin, was in attendance, and she was there. And I was fortunate enough to get a few words with Christy Martin and get her thoughts on the great fight just after it was over. In a fight that lived up to expectations, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, the first Madison Square Garden all-female main event from a woman who I said last night, I told you these girls may not be here if it wasn't for what you started years and years ago. Christy, what did you think of the fight?
I thought it was a great fight, and I mean, they gave women's boxing a huge shot in the arm. We had gone into a definite decline and lull since the 90s, really, when we were out there banging away, and what they did tonight, selling out Madison Square Garden. So they brought all these people here, but they entertained the hell out of them, and they put on a great show, and they finished with such a fantastic flurry that there's no way that anyone left this building today or turned their TV off tonight unsatisfied.
When you were blazing your trail in those big Mike Tyson cards in Las Vegas, I would have told you 2020, 2022, a girl from Ireland and a girl from Puerto Rico who's from Brooklyn, it would put 20,000 people and on their feet for the whole duration of the fight.
I would probably say never. And it's just what they were able to do is unbelievable, because we had Katie Taylor had a boatload of fans. So many people came over from Ireland to support her. That's unbelievable that a woman fighter can bring so many people here to see her fight. And then Amanda Serrano, of course, has a huge following from the Puerto Rican fans, and we all know that Puerto Rican fans are very knowledgeable and love boxing, and the whole Jake Paul following. I mean, they just did a great job.
Who did you think pulled it out? It was a real close fight.
It was a real close fight, and the truth is, I thought it was probably going to be a draw. I have to go home, put it on, really watch it, real close to give a better answer than a draw.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I thank you for, like I said, blazing the trail for these girls, and now women's boxing it's in good hands now, I think.
Absolutely. I can't wait we're going to see a rematch. I feel certain.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you have it, Christy Martin, just giving some great words about a tremendous night at Madison Square Garden. Before Amanda and Katie, thrilled the 19,000 people. Undercard saw former world champion Liam Smith go to 31-3-1, notch his 18th knockout, stop Jesse Vargas in the 10th round of their junior middleweight fight. Expect to see Liam Smith get another pretty good opportunity against somebody. He's a tough out for everybody. Got his one big shot against Canelo a few years back. Expect to see him in another big fight after his 10th round stoppage over Jesse Vargas. Also, Franchon Cruz-Dezurn became the undisputed super middleweight champion with a unanimous decision over Elin Siderus. Good for Franchon Cruz-Dezurn, who's had to do it the hard way. She's come up. She lost her pro debut to, of all people, Clarissa Shields in a terrific fight. Speaking of terrific female fights, in a terrific fight. In her pro debut, and she's come back to become now the undisputed super middleweight champion. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rematch with Clarissa, because Clarissa is one of those who likes to go belt hunting and to become an undisputed super middleweight champion against a longtime rival. That'd be a good fight. And obviously, since then they both have upped their profile somewhat, and that would a fight that would draw interest. But I think. Clarissa has to deal with Savannah Marshall first, and then we will deal, and then maybe she'll deal with Franchon Cruz-Dezurn. So there you have it. We'll talk about another fight that happened on Saturday night, another world title fight. Just take a few minutes, and we'll be back in a moment. We are back here on the Abrams Boxing Show, just getting right back into it. Saturday night in Las Vegas, Shakur Stevenson went 8-0 as he became the WBC and WBO super featherweight champion with a emphatic 12-round unanimous decision over previously undefeated world champion and former Olympian Oscar Valdez. Scores were 118-109 twice and 117-110 for Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson was very impressive during the fight, scored the knockdown, and, pretty much was in control of the whole fight. He's inching towards, Stevenson is inching towards being mentioned as one of the top 10 fighters in the world, obviously with a nice win over Valdez to further solidify his resume. will do that for the former U.S. Olympian silver medal winner Shakur Stevenson. One of the dilemmas for him is he going to stay at 130? Is he go to 135? We'll see what's out there for Stevenson. 135, obviously, there's fights with Vasil Lomachenko. We'll see what happens with Devin Haney, who's now aligned with Top Rank and the ESPN networks. So that could be something interesting for Shakur Stevenson going forward. On the other card, knockout victories by Andres Cortez. He may be an interesting name in the Shakur Stevenson sweepstakes coming up. He's a 130-pound fighter, undefeated, and he's got a chance to chance to throw his name in the hat if Stevenson wants to stay at 130 pounds. Cortez, he scored a knockout over Alexis Del Bosque. Raymond Martella on the undercard stopped Jeremy Hill, Nico Ali Walsh, and Keyshawn Davis also with knockout wins on the Saturday night in Las Vegas. The scene will shift from the MGM ground down to the T-Mobile Arena this Saturday night as the Zone pay-per-view makes its first foray into boxing as their first pay-per-view event as Canelo Alvarez, the pound-for-pound king, 57-1-2, 39 knockouts, takes on the WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dimitri Bivol, 19-0 with 11 knockouts. This will be for Bivol's world championship. Like we said, be live on the Zone pay-per-view. Canelo's looking to add to his already unbelievable legacy to become a two-time light heavyweight champion of the world. First time was against Kovalev. Most people thought Kovalev was kind of maybe a little bit over the hill, heading towards the end of his career. And we'll talk about Kovalev next week. He's fighting next week. But Bivol's an undefeated fighter, 19-0, 11 knockouts, and he's got an opportunity to give Canelo some problems. Like I said, he's a legit light heavyweight, and he's got a lot of skill. He's in his prime. He's undefeated, and I expect this to be a tough fight. The odds, I want to say only 4-1 for Canelo. A lot of his last fights, 7-1, 8-1, 10-1. This is a little bit closer looking like a more competitive fight for Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo, I think what happens is Bivol's going to come out and show a style, and a good style, maybe win some rounds. And Canelo, like Bud Crawford, they're the two best guys in the business. They fight a few rounds, they assess what's going on, and then they decide how they're going to dictate the fight. And I fully expect that out of Canelo Alvarez on Saturday night in Las Vegas. I see him winning an 8-4 kind of fight, maybe a unanimous decision where it's competitive in certain situations. So expect Dimitri Bivol to win some rounds and be competitive. So that's how I have it. The undercard will see appearances by Montana Love and Shakram Giasov in separate fights. A fight between undefeated heavyweights Zhang Zhili and Filip Hrgovic fell out on Monday. I heard some reasons Hrgovic may have had a death in the family, and he pulled out of the fight. That's unconfirmed until I see the sources. Just stuff you read online. And Hrgovic is out of the fight, and they're going to try to look for a replacement for Hrgovic to fight Zhang Zhili, which it was supposed to be an IBF elimination fight, and that was probably the going to be an interesting co-feature bout. So we'll see. That begins at 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Zone pay-per-view. I also saw tonight my local cable systems. It'll also, I guess you can order the regular pay-per-view way. I don't know if you get a discount if it's on if you buy through the Zone. I forgot to do. I've got to check later in the week on how to on the best way for me, who is a DAZN subscriber. So we will see what happens Saturday night as the Pound for Pound King is back in action. We'll be back with some news and notes just after this. We are back here on the Abrams Boxing Show. Just a couple news items. Well, we'll get to that second. The televised pay-per-view undercard for the May 28th Gervonta Davis, Rolando Romero card at Barclays announced last week, and it's all headlined by the two-division world champion Aristotle Lara, and then defend his WA middleweight title against Gary Spike O'Sullivan. Also, rising star Jesus Ramos taking on Luke Santa Maria. That could be an interesting fight. And, I think a good fight to open up will be Eduardo Ramirez, the featherweight, who's been on quite a roll. He's going to take on Luis Melendez of Puerto Rico. So not a bad undercard, not the biggest name value with the exception of Lara, but I think we could see some action May 28th from Barclays Center. I'll have a lot of interviews from Barclays Center that week, live on Abrams Boxing on YouTube. We will be going to stick around for some of the press conferences, maybe weigh-in media events, and I hope to get a lot of interviews with the participants on the May 28th pay-per-view fight card in Brooklyn. Just before that, the week before, May 21st in now Dubai, originally was ticketed for Accra, Ghana, but former world champions Mickey Bay and Tevin Farmer will square off in a fight to maybe see who's going to get one more run or the next run at a light heavyweight championship type of fight. Again, with the fights been moved to the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai after some of the COVID restrictions were changed in Ghana. Promoters had to scramble. They quickly found a spot in Dubai to do this fight. And actually, as of now, it hasn't been officially announced, but I kind of know, I was told, and that's going to happen. I had a chance to sit down and talk with both fighters, both Tevin Farmer and Mickey Bay at a press conference. They're both going to say the fight was in Ghana, but obviously we know the fight has been changed to Dubai. So here's my brief conversation with the former junior lightweight world champion, Tevin Farmer. Here with Tevin Farmer, just announced big fight May 21st in, of all places, Accra, Ghana.
Yeah.
Against Mickey Bay, we're a month or so out, 6 weeks or so. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited, man. We wanted to go back to the motherland. We wanted to go to Africa. I feel like the venues over there can hold more people, and I think the people over there really appreciate the sport of boxing. So we finna go over there and crush it, and we look to make that home.
You mentioned two guys who are having trouble getting some fights. You're one fight removed, actually. This will be your first fight removed from losing your world title. Why do you think your name isn't on the end of people's mouths?
Say that again?
Why do you think your name is on the end of other people's mouths trying to get fights with you?
Why they not?
Yeah, why don't they want to fight you?
When I had the belt, they didn't even want to fight me. So I can imagine now, I think I'm too skillful. And these guys know that, losses nowadays in boxing is horrible. Nobody wants to lose.
Ironically, we're here. Ryan Garcia's fighting this weekend. Was there any real substance about a month ago or a couple months ago when?
By talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why did that break down?
We need some water. Oh, dry as hell. We got any water here? We got any water here?
We're not stopping this interview. This is live.
Yeah, it's live.
So I think the question was, what happened to the Ryan Garcia talks?
Well, they never made a good offer. They never made an offer, but they did reach out to me. Well, I reached out to my guy Everett, my manager. We told him what to fight. Let's go. But since then, they never reached back out. So
because I guess there was some flirtation there. Is that something that you want now? Maybe the next fight should you be victorious May 21st?
If that fight is still available, hell yeah, I would like the big fights. I would like all the fights. It gotta make sense. As the May 21st, I definitely would like the big fights. I think one fight for me will be back for world title. Being as though my last fights was world title fights.
I just asked him, you guys are known being very good defensive fighters. Mickey and yourself, you were one of the top defensive fighters. You feel that you may have to maybe step on it a little bit, maybe fight a little bit more offensively, maybe less counter-punching, more leading?
I see when we get in there because to have an action-packed fight against two fighters that boxes is really hard. So my job is to take it to them from the beginning, but still be defensive sound.
You mentioned up there that you're personally invested in the promotion of this. Obviously you're a long-time world champion. You feel that you've been slighted by the boxing public, that you have to kind of do this and go to Africa and fight this kind of fight rather, like you said, the big fights?
I can't hear you because they're loud.
Were you kind of slighted? You feel disrespected that you now have to go all the way to Africa for this fight rather than,
No, I don't feel like it this way because, America is known for the fights, but Ghana is known for boxing. So I feel like it's a good place to be. I feel like moving forward, I would love to even fight Ghana on a regular because American boxing has become real difficult. Since COVID, it's become even more difficult. UK always packs out a ring that's 90,000. America can't do that. The most we can probably get here is 20,000 people.
You feel with a big performance on May 21st, the phone will ring a little bit more for you?
I don't think so.
I still think none of these guys will fight you.
That's why I'm creating my own opportunity. Why would they fight me if I look good? Now, if I look bad, they may want to fight me. But I'm creating my own opportunities nowadays.
What do you want to say to fans in closing?
Thanks for always supporting me. They supported me. Thanks for the love and support. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tevin Farmer 22. And tune in. I'll see the link. Maybe you put the link over here. Once you post it.
I'll get you.
Tune in. May 21st, we're going down.
One last question. Will you rename yourself the Ghanaian Idol after May 21st?
I would tell you right now, I think I'm changing my name to two-time former.
So you don't want to be the American Idol and the Ghanaian Idol from Ghana?
That'd be fun too, though. I would think about that.
There you go. See, I'm a PR guy.
I would think about that.
Tevin Farmer,
appreciate your time, bro.
We wish you best of luck.
Thank you, man.
Good luck. Well, actually, now if he wins, maybe you call him the Dubai Idol, Tevin Farmer. I also got a chance to talk to his opponent, Mickey Bay, and he had some words, and he believes he's going to win the fight. So here is the former lightweight champion, Mickey Bay. Here with former world champion Mickey Bay taking on another former world champion, Tevin Farmer, May 21st in Accra, Ghana. Tell us a little bit. I heard you guys up there say how did this fight come about, and they mentioned that you guys are involved with the promotion as well.
Well, both of us, we got tricky styles, and a lot of dudes don't be wanting to fight us. So we said, you know what? A couple people was talking about, it came up a couple times, and the fans liked it. So we said, let's do it. And then we had our people get in contact with each other. We both did a verbal agreement. We old school, so we didn't need a signed signature. We gave each other our word. We got together. We both was free agents. We both businessmen. So we got together, and look what we at now. We getting ready to do it.
Was this a fight that kind of came about via Twitter, basically? Is this
pretty much social media? Yeah, because everybody was like, "Oh man, you know what? That'd be a good fight." When they heard about it, so I'm like, "I'm with it," and he was with it. So I'm like, we got a verbal agreement. Let's do it. And look where we at. We both old school cats and men of our word. So like neither one of us back down.
Like you mentioned, both you guys have tricky styles. Somebody's gonna have to take the lead in this fight.
No, when I say tricky, it's just as far as most people is what you see, what you get. Like, it's gonna be fireworks for sure. I could do it all.
I'm saying you guys are both great defensive fighters.
I'm offensive too. I could do both, so I can do it all. So it's gonna be worth ordering for sure.
You feel that you have that in you more than he does in terms of
definitely, 100%.
And obviously his last fight he lost his title. You just fought a fight with Cambosis, who's basically the undisputed champion now, lost by split decision. As you said, is this the quickest way back to the top?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going for the marbles. I don't want no easy fights. I wanted to get straight to it.
You feel like this is, I know you've dipped your toe into the training aspect now. You feel this is the beginning of your last run? Is this a...
Yeah, it is, definitely. So it's important for me. Like I said, I gotta have this one. He can get it. He got a lot more years left in me, so I gotta knock him off real quick and get to where I want to be.
You feel you have to fight more desperate maybe than he
No,
does?
not desperate though. But I'm just saying, like, I gotta have this one. I gotta get that victory.
Accra, Ghana, but tell us how that all came about.
Well, our partners do a lot of shows over there. It's a big boxing market. So I figured, we want to do something different, bring some excitement back, like the old days to the game. They fought all over the world. they didn't just stay in America; they fought everywhere. So, I just thought it'd be interesting if we take it over there.
What do you want to say to the fans in closing?
Oh man, stay tuned and tune into the fight. It's gonna be a great fight.
Well, good luck. We'll see you May 21st in Acrogano. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey Bay, for that interview. Also want to thank Tevin Farmer and Christy Martin next week. We will talk to Jerome Boots Ennis, who fights May 14th against Castillo Clayton in California. There's actually 3 big shows in California that night with Triller and Golden Boy going with Zurdo Ramirez. So hopefully we'll get a couple guests on involving those shows. Well, I want to thank watchboxingtv.com, and we'll talk to you next week. And thank you for